One of the examples, one of the pilot projects I mentioned in Illinois is the visitors parking lot at Morton Arboretum. And this was one of the projects that had been already constructed prior to the sites tool coming out, and the Arboretum went through the process of documenting enough of those prerequisites and credits to demonstrate compliance and then achieve certification. And these are some of the statistics. It included basically putting in a parking lot infrastructure that was permeable and included permeable unit paving system and bioretention to slow, cool, cleanse, and infiltrate all the rainwater falling on that, and then discharge to Meadow Lake as a clean base flow, and was actually restorative to the aquatic ecosystems as part of Meadow Lake. And as part of that, increased the diversity and quantity of aquatic plants. Like I said, permeable pavement and bioretention, and then any irrigation that's used is done with the harvested rainwater as opposed to drinking water. So there was no drinking water used as part of that. So those were some of the credits that they hit on, and obviously a number of others in order to get certification. And this is the shoreline of Meadow Lake. So I'll show you a plan view in a second, but this is the the newer visitor center, and the parking lot is all over here, and it was discharging into the lake, and now is treated and only base flows to the lake, and so all of this shoreline, all this aquatic habitat was created as part of this. And here you can see in plan view, there's the visitor center. This is the 600 and some car parking lot. One of the challenges that this is the DuPage River and has flooding issues, and actually just redeveloping this was a bit of a permitting challenge, and it was only through demonstrating that there would be no additional runoff, and in fact quite a bit less runoff that would be going to that they were able to get permission to. And this is an expansion. The former parking lot, I think, was only up to about here, so all this was was expanded into to this area. But you can see it occupies a good portion of the shoreline of Meadow Lake, and they're now finding not only the more conservative aquatic species that were planted, they're finding new, very conservative aquatic species that are volunteering and actually showing up. So that's kind of a key idea of this of restorations. Once natural processes are put back in place, then and it's truly a living system, then that can continue to, with the right kind of management and stewardship, continue to improve over time. And the way that we measure that improvement, there's a couple of ways. One of the key ways is diversity, biodiversity. You've heard the term. Basically, the number of different plant and animal species that will thrive in a place is a key indicator of its overall health and vitality. And because of the development of this parking lot, this natural environment is actually better. That's kind of the point. And it's only because this was already a degraded condition. So, we had lots of room to go up, and that's where there's just unlimited potential, because most places in our continent have been impacted or degraded in some way. Even remote natural areas have had some impact. So by assessing that, understanding it, and building that thinking into whatever you're doing, that's how you move in a positive direction on that scale of ecosystem services. So there you can see the permeable unit paving, and this was one of the first projects that we did with this kind of pavement system. as a demonstration. And one of the things is we were able to get supplemental funding. The EPA 319 grant contributed about $2 million to this project because that program is interested in learning from these kinds of water quality initiatives and doing it in a visible educational public way. And that's one of the aspects of sites too. So oftentimes leading edge projects, and this gets back to the site certification, you can demonstrate that you are providing this demonstration and resource that appeals to some of the foundations and public agencies that have programs and grants in place to do this sort of thing. And that's a bit of a moving target, but certainly something that can be a benefit of taking this approach.